Hello yarn lovers! If you love learning new stitches, then this one is a must. The even moss stitch, or also known as crunch stitch, is an easy one row repeat. It creates this beautifully textured fabric. It's kind of thick and spongy, and it looks the same on the front as it does on the back. It's a very solid, quite a dense stitch, and it's a very super simple, easy one row repeat. So I'm just using some Aran yarn to crochet my swatch with 5.5mm hook, but you can use any hook and yarn you like. Just use the recommended hook on your yarn ball band, or you could even go up a size or two because this is quite a dense stitch. So if you're making, say, a blanket, you might want it to be a bit more drapey, so you could go up a hook size. So I'm going to start by putting a slip knot on my hook, and then chain any odd number. So I've got 15 chains here. Any odd number will work, so just make your chain as wide as you want your project to be in an odd number. Now I'm going to start by putting a slip stitch into the second chain from the hook. I'm just going to go into the stitch and slip stitch, and then in the next stitch I'm going to put a half double crochet, and in the following stitch a slip stitch, and we're just going to repeat this all the way across. So half double crochet, and then a slip stitch, half double crochet, and then slip stitch, and you just keep working all the way across. Until you get to the end of your chain, and you're going to end with a half double crochet into that last stitch. And I'm going to turn my work. I'm not going to chain one. I find that sometimes, depending on what stitch I'm doing, I like to use the elongated loop method instead of a turning chain. So you're just going to slightly lengthen the loop on your hook, and then in this very first stitch we're going to do a slip stitch, and into the next stitch a half double crochet, and again we're just going to repeat this all the way across. Be careful here, because where you've got the back bar of the half double crochet stitch, it can sometimes look like that's where you need to crochet into, because the slip stitches pull the stitch kind of forward. This is actually where you need to work, under these two loops here. This is your normal stitch. So we're going to put slip stitch followed by a half double crochet, and we're just going to work this all the way across. It's a very, very simple, easy stitch to remember. Just the kind of crochet that I like. Completely mindless. So you're working a half double crochet into the slip stitch from the previous row, and a slip stitch into the half double crochet from the previous row. And again at the end of the row we're just going to end with a slip stitch into that last stitch, and then just slightly elongate that loop and turn, and we're ready to start our next row. And we're always starting our first stitch with a slip stitch into that very first stitch, and then half double crochet into the next stitch. And that really is as easy as this stitch is. Very easy to remember. So once you've worked up a few rows, it's going to start looking like this. Now this stitch would make perfect pot holders, dishcloths, especially good for dishcloths, dishcloths because of that texture that you get. It would make really nice squishy baby blankets, cozy scarves, anything you can think of, this stitch would be perfect for. And if you would like to learn more crochet stitches, then check out my stitch tutorial playlist right here on YouTube. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye now.